Hey guys, my name is Fan Fantasy, where I mainly cover tactical shooters and games like Zero Hour. Previously, in my last video on Zero Hour, I discussed my honest opinion on the current state of the game and how it was a much needed game in a time when we needed that tactical SWAT CQB shooter, but there were several issues with the game's overall identity. If you're interested in my previous video, you can check that out. It was honestly Zero Hour that helped me push to create my YouTube channel, and so this game does have a spot in me. It's not really my intention to bash or hate this game at all. In fact, I hope that this game can continue to develop that is unique to them. Just recently on their Discord, they announced concepts and ideas that have not yet been finalized. In this video, I want to bring up some of these concepts and ideas if you haven't caught up with Zero Hour, and to give my thoughts and hopefully to stir up discussion among you viewers and the gamers who play tactical shooters like Zero Hour. And if you're a developer watching this, well, I hope that my discussion will help you guys further in your development. I do want to point out that I primarily play co-op in Zero Hour. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe and help my small channel to grow. The first thing that they're planning to add is an injury system to the game, which they say we plan to integrate an injury system to further add to the risk and reward factor so that running around and getting shot has more consequences. This means getting shot badly will lead to the player limping and not be able to run. To counter the effect for this injury, we'll add medical utilities that can be equipped by you or your fellow teammates, or we'll also have plans to research and add environmental healing locations such as medical cabinets in the bathroom. Well, my question is, how in depth will this injury system be? Will it be like Tarkov or Arma Ace where you need to treat every part of the body? This might be helpful for PvP to slow down the game even more, if that's what they're looking at. Even in co-op, people still run and gun around, which I think there should be consequences if you don't have full situational awareness. And in terms of co-op, it's a little harder to say if the medical injury system is useful if the AI can one-tap you, which is pretty frustrating. And again, I think this is a nice idea if they're looking at slowing down the game even more, but there are core issues that need to be fixed, and especially the AI, how they can be, at times, a super aimbot, which you'll be dead before you know it. There's also the question of looking at hit registration and if that's worth looking into. The second idea that was proposed is having possible flyable drones. A flyable drone to scout out the area before entering would further add to this experience. However, we are aware of its limitations due to its visibility and limited maneuverability due to doors. We still find it to be a cool concept that we feel might be of good use. The problem is that most maps in the game are indoors, so I'm not too sure how useful will drones be, and of course they know the limitations of that. But a possible idea is maybe having the ability to hack cameras, which I think is more useful. If you're playing in PvP, maybe having the ability to hack cameras are better suited. And to tell if your camera is hacked, the color of the camera would change, which means you've been compromised. I think this might be a better idea since they already have cameras and they can just randomly put it in places so that you can look for intel. The third idea is having attack dogs. I remember they discussed this in their interview with Useless Fodder about having a personalized police dog. According to the devs, the dog will be able to sense trails of the defenders' movements and will try to follow that path when ordered. The dog's biggest enemy being the doors, as you will have to guide it past that. Dogs won't do damage in PvP. In co-op, the dog will be able to make terrorists surrender quicker, but will be used for more intel purposes as it can lead you straight to the enemy. I think this is definitely a unique feature to add police dogs. Of course, not all dogs have to be aggressive attack dogs, but in terms of the game mechanics, there are canine units that can help sniff up bombs and drugs, and that can be used for both co-op and PvP. I can see it being very useful, especially in the hotel mission where you need to find the bomb, and it could be any of those floors. So overall, I don't think this is a bad idea, but it definitely does add more depth to the game. Lastly, they plan to add more co-op puzzles, which they hope to add more of an investigating tone of immersion to the game. I think there was an opportunity to make this game more of a puzzle and more investigative with the Cafe 14 mission. And spoiler alert, there was only one suspect in that mission, and you need to go into that hidden dungeon, which was pretty freaky to go into. And I just wish at the time they added more of those puzzles and maybe adding more randomized key locks into the game. It would have been nice to have that into the game, and I'm glad they're looking more into this. However, my concern is that is there a way to make these puzzles randomized and not always the same, and you don't want these puzzles to be predictable and repetitive at the same time. So far, what are your thoughts to these ideas and my ideas that are added to it as well? I think overall we should give credit to the devs for at least communicating these ideas and are asking for feedback, and that's the right step. However, there are some core issues like fixing the AI and just polishing up the game even more before we can push these ideas. I think that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe. Once again, let me know your thoughts on the comments below, and perhaps the devs might be reading it as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.